He's going to introduce some of the counselors right now, and here we go.
Hi guys. Okay, I don't know if you guys read the newspaper, but I'm leaving town tomorrow with all the money. So that's why I said keep spending some. So, for the longest time I have been thinking, 10 years ago my sponsor told me that I needed to stop doing this. And he told me that it was going to probably hurt me if I continued. And you can tell by who I am, it did hurt. So, I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. And so this is, I do believe this is the 19th year. I wanted to do something for this town for so long, and this last week I think we had 45 kids show up at the group on Monday night. And you know what? They're coming because they're hurting. They're coming because they need to talk to somebody. They're coming because somebody doesn't love them. They're coming for so many reasons, you know what? And I thought, what can I leave this community with if I was to leave? What is it? What is it that I could give the community? And 3.5 years ago, I started with a couple of counselors. And I thought, I'm going to have to do something because I can't walk away. So that's why I've been here 19 years. So, but sometimes God has a really sense of humor. And so he sent me somebody that I really didn't like very much. Tattooed guy. And he said, "This is your man." I'm like, "No, you got the wrong dude." It took me a little bit. I mean, I love everybody, but it's a little rough. I hadn't worked with prisoners or parolees before, and so for the last 4 years, I have been reaching my hand out to parolees. They get out of San Quentin, they get out of prison, they have nowhere to go, they have nobody who cares about them. About 90% of them go back. We spend about $38,000 on every one of them that goes back per year. And I thought, I'm going to have to switch it up a little bit. So I switched it up, and I just let God take care of it. No matter what my thoughts were, He was giving me somebody that He believed would take my place and or step in when I needed them. And it was this guy right here and this lady right here. And you know what? They've been going to school now for 3.5 years, and I'd like you to hear from Dan.
Hi, my name is Dan. I'm a recovered addict and alcoholic. I lost my childhood to this disease. I grew up in the youth authority, and I've been to prison most of my life. I got out of prison, and I met Earl Miller, and he's the only person in my whole life I said F you to and felt it. I felt bad because I told everybody that out of anger, but I felt bad, man. I'm like, man, what's going on? So he calls me he tells me to call him. I called and made an amends because I go to AA, and he said, I already forgot about that. Let me buy you lunch, man. And because I was on my way out of here. I didn't want recovery. I wanted to make money, and there's only one way I know how to do that. He said, look, you've never had a job, and you're 36 years old, you got to become a drug counselor. So I'm pulling A's and B's in addiction studies. And I love these kids, man. Hey, I don't want any kid to not know there's a way out of this thing, man. And I want them to call me, and I don't tell them you got to do this, you got to do that, because I believe you got to learn your lessons how you learn them. But I want to be there to help them along because I lost my childhood. And Earl has taught me compassion and how to love everybody. And I work for God too. That's who I work for. I ain't ashamed to say it. I tell everyone that. I love you guys.
So some of the money that you're spending tonight goes to send these guys to college. So, you know, what I try to promise these guys is, you know, I can get you through the first semester, I can buy your books, I can do what it takes to get you there. You know, if it takes gas money, if it takes bridge toll, whatever it takes, let's just get it done. You have to have compassion, you have to have it in your heart. The reason I say let's start with the first semester, because I've learned over the years. But you know what, I have a really strong belief. I have 6 people here with me tonight that I want to be in this community helping our kids for the next 10 to 20 years. I don't want to be 82 doing this, okay? This is John.
I'm John. I'm an addict and an alcoholic. You know, my sign pretty much said it all. I've lived my life angry and fearful and violently. And it ended me up in jails and institutions and alone. I came to Benicia 366 days ago, and I got hooked up with Earl Miller and Reach Out Benicia, and I've never had a goal in my life, and Reach Out Benicia and Earl Miller have given me an opportunity given me an opportunity to help people, to be a better man, to be a better son, to be a better friend. I learned from Earl, it's not the first 8 hours of your day that matter. That's your job, you have to do it, you have to pay your bills. It's the second 8 hours of your day that count. How do you love your wife? How do you love your kids? How do you give back to your community? How do you help your neighbor? I'm stuck for words, but all I can say is that because of Earl Miller and Reach Out Benicia, I now have a goal in my life, and that's to I'm going to college, I get to be a drug counselor, and I get to help people fight this disease that insidiously kills our kids, our friends, our husbands and wives, and it's all because of Reach Out Benicia and Earl Miller. You know, so you people here tonight, you got a chance to do something wonderful. Wonderful, and I'm glad each and every one of you are here. Thank you. And for these 2 people right here, that's my dad Jack and my mom Kathy. And that's my girl Lisa right there at the same table with them. Without the love and support of those 3 people and the people that are standing here to my left, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So thank God, thank you guys, and thank you, Reach Out.
So John starts next semester. Matter of fact, I canceled one of the classes, so I told him to take psychology. He's like, why? You're going to need it. So, this is Karen. This is Karen. This is Jimmy. Jimmy started a couple of semesters ago. And these guys are starting this next semester. What the? And why I want them up here and why I want you to see their faces. You know, you see her at Starbucks inside serving coffee. You see her outside Starbucks drinking coffee every day. And you see Jimmy floating around town, okay? Do me a favor. For the next few years while they're going to college, if you see him walking down the street, you see him at Starbucks, you see him anywhere in town, give him some love. Talk to him. Say hi. Say you saw him here. Encourage him. College, when we're our age, you know, we feel like we're worthless. We don't feel like we can do it. There's a lot of things that are beating on our, you know, the reason we become alcoholics and drug addicts is because we really don't have the, so it makes it a lot easier. What I need from all of you is I need you to recognize these faces, and I need you to just really spend some time. I mean, we're all in the same community. Spend some time, look at these faces, give them your love. I want them to graduate from college, and I say, I want them taking care of our children. Thank you.